I think it's important to articulate your own unique public voice.
It's so necessary to contribute the lives that we could save and change, but also the thoughts that we could spark.
We have an obligation to share this knowledge. It's not just our own personal agenda.
When an issue hits that I think boils my blood, I stop immediately and write about it.
Patients actually bring copies of the New York Post in for me to read that I've written, or they cut out pieces from USA Today, or they saw me on Fox. That's my doctor.
Maybe it could connect it then to paid leave.
This law will create an additional prison pipeline for mothers, further separating the mothers from their children instead of helping them.
We've been really trying to make the case that immigration is a women's issue because it's women that are being separated from their children.
I do come from a perspective that hasn't been lifted up in the mainstream discourse, and a community that has been painted as one-dimensional.
The women want to keep working. The reason this law is needed is because up until now, there's been laws that say you can't discriminate against pregnant women, but there's never been an affirmative duty, say even now, to provide paid parental leave.
What I was trying to do in the op-ed was really juxtaposition those two Indias that I see. One, which is a construction of India by Westerners, and the other one is I think, a real India that has deep complexities around who it is right now.
The Liberia Ebola piece is really trying to make a point that I feel like is probably at the core of my entire life's work, which is about the importance of grassroots organizations and the trust they build in their communities, and why international initiatives need to not sideline but listen to those organizations that are working directly with workers and in the community.
It's not just about thought leadership, about getting our voices into the world, but it can literally save lives.
Mary helped me publish an op-ed in the Washington Post about a specific case that I was working on of an Iraqi woman who had been rejected from resettling to the U.S. because she was raped, and it looks like it's going to lead to a series of other articles about the issue. We were contacted by several Senate offices, both about the case and about the general issue. It also gave us a lot of momentum for a piece of legislation we got through Congress in late July on the situation of Afghans who had a U.S. affiliation who were stuck in Afghanistan. Two of our clients were featured on the John Oliver Show.
Translators risked their own lives working for us, and because they did that, they are permanent targets for insurgents.
Another piece which was relating to the Oklahoma beheader and my personal experience of witnessing beheadings, and that traveled from the Washington Post to 11 different outlets. It's also incredibly exciting to see words that I've written and turn into sound bites on network television.
And they're always bringing it back to, you insulted Islam, you insulted the Prophet. Can they get away with this? Will they hang her?
First of all, my concern is that this woman is going to lose her life unless the global community takes action and has a major international outcry.
The Coles piece in particular really struck me. The way she tied CrossFit and women's economic status was genius.
I sent it out to my own network of folks, but then within probably 24 hours, it was like 1,000 folks, and it was 3,000 likes from Facebook. And then people started to tweet me or comment on the article to say, wow, I didn't know about the historical context of equal pay. New donors engaged into the work of the Women's Foundation, and hopefully that will manifest in some additional funds and resources to the organization.
The Public Voices Fellowship is a radical experiment in knowledge and impact and being influential on a large scale. and on the right and responsibility that we all have to shape history with our voices.
We have to own who narrates the world. We have to make sure it's a diverse group of voices, or else there's so many people who won't be represented. By their very existence, they are changing the narrative of this country and the world.
So we're really about people using their knowledge and experience to make the world better for other people. And that's a really exciting and powerful place to stand.
I want my legacy to be my daughter. And I want my daughter to be in a space when she's my age to not have to witness these injustices.
I would love to be remembered as a great storyteller and as a person who encouraged other people to tell their stories.
We're here to build critical mass and to affect that social change that we want to see happen in the world.
Having this intellectual capital in the room provides an opportunity for it to be the antithesis of the single story. It really created what you call the contagion of moving it past just an idea or a theory to a solution.
If we don't tell our truths and our own stories, other people are going to tell it for us.